Hello, good morning, my beloved students. I hope you are all doing well. So, since we are ahead of the program, we are almost like finished the program of this year. So, I'm going to spend more sessions on revision and coming back to previous chapters. So, today I'm going to continue with volumes. We will have a couple of activities on volumes. Then, a new thing that we are going to know about volumes is when we have a shape that we can divide into 2 or 3 prisms, find their volume altogether. Alright, so let's start from the first activity. Very easy. Wanted to find the volume of this prism below. What is this prism? We can call it cube. Also, we can say it's rectangular prism. Again, why? Because the base is rectangular, the top is also rectangular, so this is a rectangular prism. So how can I find the volume for this shape? We know that the volume formula for the prism is length times width times height. Now, look, this is my width here. It is the same as the width of my base. So it will be 5 times 5 times height, which is 5 feet. So 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Now, about the units, we can write like this: cubic feet, which is correct. Or you can write 125 ft, which means feet, to the power of 3. This is small 3 here. So you can write it like this or like this. Okay? Why it is feet? Because my dimensions here are in feet. Let's check the second example. What is the volume of the prism below? Which prism is this again? It is a rectangular prism. Let's look at its base. The base is from the bottom. This is the base, okay? It is rectangular, so this is a rectangular prism. So the volume for the rectangular prism is equal to base times height. What is the base? The area of the base is 3 times 2.5. So either you say it is length times width times height, correct? Also, we know that length times width is the area of the base. So we can say also B times H. B is here the area of the base. So the volume is 3 times 2.5 times 2. Okay. Here someone says, sir, why he started from the height? Why didn't he start from the length and width? Okay, the answer is that multiplication is not important for order of the numbers. So if I say 3 times 2.5 times 2 is the same as 2 times 3 times 2.5. If I change the places of these numbers, the value, the final result is always the same. Okay, so you can start from 3, you can start from 2.5 or from 2. As long as it's multiplication, then it's okay. So the volume again is 2 times 3 times 2.5, which is 15 cubic feet. Again, we can write it as cubic feet like this. This is the unit, or ft cubed, feet cubed. Okay, with small 3 on the top. Great. Now what about this prism? Which type again? This is also a rectangular prism. So it will be length times width times height. What is my length here? The length of my base is exactly the same as the length of this base, which is from the top. So it is 12.3. This is the length. What is the width? The width is 2.4. So this width here, or this one, are all equal, and they are equal to 2.4 feet. Great. What is the height? This is 5 feet. Great. Now the volume, again, H times W times L, or you can say L times W times H. I said the order is not important. You can put them the way you want. Okay, you make this calculation. 2.4 times 12.3 times 5 gives you 147.6 cubic feet or 147.6 feet cubes. Now remark, I'm giving you both units here to show you that this is correct and this is correct. But if you write the answer, don't write them both. Just choose one of them. Write this one or this one. Do not write them both. All right? Now let's move to this shape. Do you think that this shape is a prism? The answer is no. Why? Because I don't have a shape that has rectangular prism, a rectangular base from the bottom and from the top at the same time. I see that there is a base here. Look at this one from the bottom. It's not repeated from the top. The one from the top is something else. It's different. So this shape is not a rectangular prism. How can I find its volume? Okay, in this case, do you remember what we did for the surface area when we have complicated shape? We said we divide that shape into simple shapes, right? We will do the same thing here. So this is my shape. Okay, it looks like L like this, and it goes long like this. So I will divide it into two prisms. So suppose if I cut my shape here, I take a knife and I cut it from here, I go like this till here, I cut it. So I will have two rectangular prisms. One is this one here, this wide one from the bottom, and another one which is from the top. So the total volume of this shape is equal to what? To the volume of this rectangular prism plus the volume of this rectangular prism. So let's find the top prism, which is this one. The length here is equal to this length, is equal to this length, which is 7 feet. So my length is 7 feet, okay? My width is 1 feet, my height is 2 feet. I'm talking only for this prism on the top. So the volume for this shape, it is 1 times 2 times 7. Length times width times height, which gives me 14 feet cubed. Now we will go and find for the bottom prism here, this one. Okay, its length is 7 feet. Its width, what is it? Is it 2? No, be careful. 2 is just from this point to this point. This is the total width. It is 3. So this is width. And the height is 1. So the volume for this bottom prism is 7 times 3 times 1. Length times width times height, which is 1. 3 times 7 times 1 gives me 21 feet cubed. Now, the total volume of this shape will be equal to the volume of the prism on the top plus the volume of the prism on the bottom. So it will be 14 plus 21 feet cubed, which is 35 feet cubed. All right? Let's check the other one. What about this shape? Okay, we will do the same thing. We have a complicated shape. I don't know how to find its volume, but we are going to cut it into two rectangular prisms. So we will cut it here. So I will have this prism on the top, this small one, okay, and prism on the bottom here. All right, so I will find the volume for the top prism. What is the length here? This is my length, is equal to this one, so it is 8. My length is 8, okay. My width is 4 inches, and the height is 5 inches. So the volume is 8 times 5 times 4. 8 times 5 times 4, or also, as I said, the order is not important, 4 times 5 times 8, which is 160 inch cubed. Be careful, here the unit is not feet, this is inch, so this should be inch cubed. Alright, this is for the top prism. Now what about the prism on the bottom? This is the length, which is 8, okay, the width is 9, and the height is 10. So it will be 10 times 8 times 9, or 10 times 8 times 9, okay? which is 720 inches cubed. Now, the total volume of this shape will be the volume of the prism on the top plus the volume of the prism on the bottom. So it is 160 plus 720, which gives 880 cubic inches, or we can write it 880 inches cubed. Let's finish with this example. This is a truck, and I want to find the volume of the truck here from the behind. So what is its volume? The length is 15 feet here, the width is 7.5 feet, and the height is 7.5 feet. So the volume will be 7.5 times 15 times 7.5, okay, which gives me 843.75 feet cubed. Alright, so let's make a summary. Whenever we have a complicated shape like this one, okay, we will divide it or cut it into simple shapes or simple prisms or rectangular prisms. Now we will find the volume for each prism, then we add them all together. That will be the total volume of my shape. Alright guys, thank you so much for today's session. If you have any questions, join my Google Classroom, virtual classroom. For those who did not join yet, go there and write this code here. If you have any question, just post it there. Also, you can solve these questions with a different way. You can cut this shape, for example, into another two shapes. So if you cut it here, you will have a prism from behind and a prism from the front. That's another way to solve it. And actually, it will give you the same answer. So if you do this, just go to my classroom, post your answer there. If you have any question or remark, you can comment there and I will be answering you. Alright guys, take care of yourselves, sleep tight, keep yourself safe, and see you tomorrow. Bye.